All right, what is going on, guys? So on my last YouTube video, I had someone ask me what my full split was. So I figured I'd make a little video and just kind of break it down. Now, all these clips are like probably from 2 or 3 weeks ago, and my split was actually different at the time. But obviously, you can see here's the physique what we're working with right now. I'm like 6 foot 180. But anyways, here we go. I showed the basketball clip at the beginning. Just go ahead and cover the cardio and then my abs. So for cardio, I do cardio every day, usually 3 or 4 days of the week. I'll just go play basketball for, I don't know, somewhere between 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And then the other days of the week, I'll usually just hop on the treadmill either before or after my lift, depending on what I'm hitting, and I'll just run a mile. But yeah, something like that. Nothing crazy, just consistent. But yeah, and then so for the abs, I do abs every other day, and usually I'll just pair 2 exercises together. And I'll do about 4 sets of like 10 to 15. So I think I was doing, and they're called like iron crunches, and then I was doing just regular crunches along with those. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll drop the entire split down below, and I'll like include the exercises and then sets and reps. But right now what I'm rocking with, I got chest and tris on Monday, and then on Tuesday I come in and hit shoulders. Now I don't usually like doing those back to back, but I love to give myself 1 full day where I'm just doing shoulders. And so for me right now it's working, and I'm fine with hitting chest one day and then shoulders the next day, but I don't like hitting shoulders one day and then chest the next day, if that makes sense. Because usually if I do that, then I'll go into like my pressing movements, especially like my incline dumbbell press and like my bench press and stuff like that. And I feel like my shoulder really takes over if it's already fatigued from the day before. And so I'll do that. Usually for my workouts, I like to obviously start with like a heavy compound at first, and then I usually go into like more accessories from there. But yeah, and then Wednesday I have back and bis, and then Thursday I think it's just my leg day. Yeah, right now I'm just doing 1 leg day, and then Friday I have another back and bis session. And then the reason for that is because I feel like my back is like one of my weaker points right now, and so I feel like my chest is good and my arms are good. So like the split I was on before, I had a leg day on Tuesday and then another leg day on Friday, where I'd come and I'd hit quads on Tuesday real hard and hit like shoulders or biceps with it, and then I'd come back on Friday and I hit hamstrings and I'd do some biceps or something like that. And I also had a day where I did just a solid arm day. But right now how my physique is changing and moving, I feel like my arms are like kind of dominant on my physique. So I don't have just a solid arm day like I usually used to. And so now I'm trying to really focus on mainly back, like I mentioned earlier. And then I hit legs twice a week for the past, twice a week for the past, I guess like 3 or 4 months. And I really started seeing a lot of progress. But I was like, I want to hit back a little bit more than what I usually do. And so I took that extra leg day out of the week. And then I'm still hitting biceps twice a week just with back. As you can see here, I like to do these little hammer curls, especially at the end of my back workout. I don't think it's on my split that I'm on right now that I'm going to put in the description below. But these are killer, just seated hammer curl at the end of the session, and just do like 4 sets, just keep dropping the weight and going to failure. Kind of like a little burnout, if that makes sense. But my main thing is, if you're kind of new to the gym, you don't really have like a certain like set split that's like your go-to and something you really enjoy, I say just kind of experiment and look what your weaknesses are and what your strengths are. You can tell what body parts are more dominant on your physique than others, and then you can kind of play around with your split and make sure you're hitting those body parts like 2 or 3 times a week, and then your more dominant things, still hit them obviously every week, but only hit them once or twice, you know what I mean? But the main key here though is just kind of finding something that works for you. Like every bodybuilder has a different split, they do things differently. So the main thing is just do, whatever works best for you.